Yeah, guys, let's talk a bit. Can you guys hear that? Is it too loud? Is it gonna Yeah, I want to speak about how everybody's just gonna continue like it's business as usual when it's really not. Shout out to the yo Hub H Earth Mob Business Wagwan. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, I want to talk about this business as usual shit, man. Everybody going on like it's business as usual, and it's really not. We're not supposed to be carrying on like it's business as usual. I think this is a bit loud. Hold on. So Hotep, man, to the entire squad. I literally just put it on. So shout out to you if you've just tuned in while y'all is on signal. We aligned. But yeah, people are trying to carry on like business as usual on a whole bunch of different levels. So I'm just gonna get into this because it's gonna get dark. So I don't have time because the light's gonna go. Let me get into this. I'm gonna start. I might as well recommend my own book because I got it in my hand. Coronation, Agenda 21, the Scamdemic, because it spoke so much into what's going on now with the eagle, the dragon, and the bear, which is Russia, the eagle, USA, the dragon, China, the bear, Russia. Like we've been speaking about this for so long. So this book's now back on the table. I gotta put treasures in the sun down for a minute to put back focus on this. I'm gonna recommend this book, so I'm gonna read you something. First, let me bust with the prayer as we always do. So I'll just do a quick one. So that in the ancient language means he, she, the deities, who nothing exists except by way of he, she, the mother, father, creator, spirit, or mother, father, creator, consciousness, force, yeah? So we're just gonna jump straight in to what Coronation says in chapter 4, the WHO, the World Health Organization, chapter 4, page 114. I wanna read you something, yeah? And I quote, again, cognitive dissonance causes them just to lock off and tune out. Many times they will resort to calling you a conspiracy theorist, or as they are now saying in regards to this Rona pandemic, they will call you a red pillar. This has been pushed by the media, who are finding it hard to keep all of these hundreds of thousands of indictment stories under wraps, exposing all of the sinister activities of Hollywood, the music industry, the political world, and the lives of the super rich. Social media has been in overdrive, especially since the QAnon phenomena and the WikiLeaks data dumps. And there is no other way of dealing with this other than for MSM, mainstream media, to now claim that the new woke culture is damaging the fight against the scamdemic. They can no longer ignore the subject. So their psychological spin doctors are working overtime to convince the sheep, still on the fence, that those who speak out are nuts, lunatics, to use Prime Minister Boris Johnson's own words. When asked about those who say their jokes contains ugliness, he responded that the anti-vaxxers are nuts. As I said in the initial chapters, the resistance will soon become the new terrorists, the new public enemy numero uno in this brave new Hunger Games society where the people are entrapped and hunted down systematically. Skynet/Genesis is even planning to use killbots to target certain people they deem as troublemakers. If you do not already know about these killbots, which are linked to your social media profiles, then research it. They have AIs watching all of the algorithms of human behavior and studying our behavior in order to interface and achieve singularity. Sophia the robot has already merged the timelines, which was her true purpose given by CERN. Okay, so this is my translation of El's Holy Tehillim, which many of you will call the Psalms, where I'm going to stress certain things for you in brackets when I open and close brackets. Okay, so this is Psalms 91, El's Holy Tehillim. Whoever dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High, open brackets, Anu, yeah, Revelation 3:14, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, brackets, Haru, close brackets, he is my refuge and my fortress, my klasa mesa, open brackets, Karas, close brackets, yeah, anointed Christ, Messiah, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence, open brackets, bioweapons, synthetic viruses, plagues, CERN, chemtrails, HARP, close brackets. He shall cover thee with his feathers, open brackets, Ma'atian spirituality, close brackets. And under his wings, open brackets, the ancient teachings of Ma'at, close brackets, shall thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, open brackets, bombing campaigns, 5G radiation, close brackets, nor for the arrow, open brackets, mandatory juxes, injections, close brackets, that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence, open brackets, bioweapons, viruses, plagues, CERN, chemtrails, harps, close brackets, that walketh in the shadow, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday, open brackets, solar flares, radiation, close brackets. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, open brackets, Haru, Horus, Heteru, close brackets, which is my refuge, even the Most High, open brackets, Anu, Alyoin El, aka Ra, close brackets, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his Elohim Anunnaki charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They, open brackets, the resistance, us, close brackets, shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon, open brackets, the golden dawn, close brackets, shall thou trample under feet, them Jesuits. Yeah, because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name, open brackets, Amun-Ra, the hidden life force emanating all living things, Revelation 3:14, close brackets. He shall come upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble, open brackets, the great tribulation, Yamul Kiyama, close brackets. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation, Amun-Ra, translated by myself. So what I wanted to say to you, we'll get back to coronation, yeah? Let me go to my notes. We're in a time right now where we've just come out of 2 years of this scam, this hoax. And so people desperately want to get back to normal, no matter what's going on. It could be meteors coming out the sky. So what we're seeing now, yeah, people are ignoring all of the strangeness that's going on in our experience right now, whether it's signs in the sky, we've got birds dropping out the sky in numbers again. No, everybody's just going on as normal, business as usual. Nobody's talking about these birds dropping out the sky. Nobody's talking about how many bees are dying. Do you understand? Do you know how important bees are to our ecosystem, to the food chain and shit, man? Like if you remove the bees, certain animals, if you remove them, our ecosystem is done. Like things like vultures. We might think, what the hell is a ugly bird like vultures? They clean up all the dead bodies. So bacteria and other viruses don't just spread around the place. Certain things, ants, bees, everything has its purpose. And some have very important purposes like bees. Bees are the farmers of the earth. So now we got birds dropping out the sky. Ain't nobody really talking about it. Everybody, you probably walk around it and go to your job. Yeah, it's all about that check, wage slave, right? So people are ignoring this stuff here. Do you understand? We got the USA government giving the, who is it, USDA or FDA, whoever deals with the food and drugs, I think it's the USDA. They've now legalized cloned meat. They're not telling you what meat is cloned. If it's beef or, you understand? If they say it's cloned meat, that could be human meat. That's cloned humans. They don't have to tell you it's human. They just told you it's cloned. So now you got all this stuff going on. You got Cat Williams, everyone making jokes about this to try and bring some attention to the things that's going on. Shout out to Brooklyn NYC, who put in the Telegram group where he came from work, and this has been happening to him for a couple of weeks. And he come from work, he look up in the sky, it's like a moon and something else. That's not just the moon, there's other shit going on up there. Us here in my circle in England, outside of the Telegram group, we look at the sky like, hold on, this sky's all red and shit, man. How come half the sky's red? And there's no explanation for it. This has been going on for a minute. Do you understand what I'm saying? And now we're out of this Rona thing. People are ignoring that shit. It's like they're too scared to consider the implications. Hold on, this is what the Hopis and the Navajo and certain American tribes talked about when they said, yo, the signs in the sky, man, the red and the blue Kachina, the 3, 5, 6 different suns rising, all these, yo. And people are trying to go on business as usual, yeah? And you're not going to be able to go on business as usual for much longer. This shit's going to catch up with you if you're not really paying attention and aligning with your path and purpose, okay? So now you see now, we have to understand. I was having this conversation with a sister, yeah, shout out to Jade, and we went into how this planet is a prison planet. And a lot of you who've watched my videos will have known we've spoke about this before with the Genesis chapter 6 verse 1 to 7, and speaking about how we got fallen angels. We got certain beings on earth who are fallen angels, and we've got other ones of us on earth who are not fallen angels. We're the seed of gods, but we got trapped in the fallen angel business because basically they took over the planet. Their narrative, their agenda, they overpowered what goodness was going on earth once they came in on the seed. So a lot of us now fell for what they were saying, because remember, they're preaching all of this glitz and glamour to us in the form of religions and different ideologies, and broke us down to the point where the higher gods was like, yo, it's so dread down here, we're gonna have to put this planet in quarantine. It's going to have to go into quarantine. No one's allowed out of this realm. Do you understand? Because y'all are dangerous. You human beings, all of you are now dangerous. Because the good ones that are here are now tainted, and the bad ones are took over. So the agenda down here is like a hell on earth now. Yo, we're going to have to put this planet into quarantine. You know, it's dipped so low. It's gone below 5D. It's gone down to 3D. Yo, put that planet in quarantine. That shit happened 4,000 years ago, man. We're only speaking about quarantine now because of what happened with this Rona shit, with this fake scamdemic. But I've been talking about this, that our planet's been in quarantine for at least 10 years. And people have been like, yo, you crazy. You understand? People are having me like I'm nuts because I'm telling them the planet's in quarantine. Yeah, so this happened circa 4000 BC, man. This agenda took over because the invasion with the fallen angels, we're talking 10,500 BC, 12,000 years ago. So when you get up to now 4000 BC, that's when the agenda starts to take over and starts to X out everything that was going on before these fallen angels came down here, started corrupting everything else, including us. Whereas we can get put into this situation with the quarantine and stuff. Now, as I said before, there's two agendas with these Anunnaki. You got humanoids and reptoids. And the humanoids, they dealing with science, yeah? They dealing with science and teaching ascension. Whereas the reptilians, they're dealing with religion. They don't want to teach you about ascension. They understood that they could vamp down on you and use your energy and cast themselves off as God and go at least as high as the 6th density and just exist like that. They'll just boss everything below them, and they don't worry about ascending no higher or teaching anybody under them about ascension. They ain't teaching you none of that. They're going to teach you to spook out and have dogma and have beliefs and isms and schisms, all that religious stuff. So you got them two agendas that were at war. Do you understand what I'm saying? At war, and the evil agenda took over to the point now where we've been in a quarantine for 6,000 years. Now, the ones of us that know better will know that there's a way to escape this prison. And the 1% of the prison guards, you understand? And you even have thought police. Like if you think certain thoughts or have certain dreams or astro travel, certain, whether you want to call them demons, I call them thought police. They're going to come for you and make sure your ass don't escape this realm here. You get chased and shit, or psychic attacks, spiritual attacks and stuff if you try and leave this realm without the right kind of protections on you and stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, all this stuff is going on and people are trying to ignore it. It's like people are numb, or people are we're so brain damaged that we're so traumatized, we can't take on no more trauma. So people are trying to ignore it and just go back to normal, to money making, to work, making money, and all. You understand? You're never gonna be able to go back to normal. It's gonna get worse and worse and worse. Especially now with this race baiting, where they're throwing race into the equation with all of this. The bear now they've been poking the bear, Putin. Africans have realized, hold on, Putin ain't never invaded Africa and stuff. Whether he's a cabal or not, people were more side with him than all of these medias and Nancy Pelosi's and Biden's, because all of them are combined against Russia. That alone will make people say, yo, I know what side I'm on. Do you understand? But if you check, it's only the race issue that seems to get, and when you speak about it in a negative light, That's the only thing that black people seem to get passionate about. You can't get them passionate about re-educating ourselves and leaving religion and rare. But as soon as it touches race in a negative light, we're more passionate than that, about that than anything else. If only we could have some of that passion direct and the energy directed into other areas and stuff. They talking about 200 Nigerian soldiers are volunteered to go and fight for the Ukraine. You never heard about no 200 Nigerian soldiers saying, yo, I'm going to fight in Rwanda. I'm going to go there to try and stop it because it's bullshit. Or I'm going to go, you understand what I'm saying? But they're going to go and volunteer to fight for the Ukraine. You understand? Because of a bunch of fake videos that's mainstream media, Leviathan has been posting to us, all this old shit they're showing us that's been debunked. You understand? And now now African leaders are coming with this fake scramble like they give a shit. They don't care. So yeah, I'm not sure if you lot are aware. I told you lot a long time ago how Elon Musk was trying to chase down China. When you say China, Putin and China are bed buddies, yeah? So Elon Musk is the man that the West employed to try and close the gap, because China and Russia, they've already got quantum network. You can't touch them. All this shit they're putting in the media about, oh, this is Putin's plan and they leaking this. And yo, it needs the whole world to fight China and Putin, because these men are moving with quantum technology right now. They light years ahead. They had a jump on America and England and France and Germany. They had the jump. They said, you know what, let these men do all this showboating stuff, yeah? And we'll spend the next 20 years working on this quantum thing. You understand? And they got, and the West got caught off guard. And now they're trying to close the gap with this Elon Musk. So you can see now, if you follow Elon Musk, he's actually calling out Putin. He's going on like, yo, because you got to understand how deep these dynamics are. Putin and them still make rockets for the US. So now this is kicked off. Putin and them have stopped making rockets for the US and calling America out, saying, oh, how they're going to get into space, you know, lower Earth orbit and rare. So Elon Musk is fired back, like, yo, SpaceX, we're going to handle it. So it's kicking off. Like, I remember I told you this before this war started coming up. We already told you this in Coronation and stuff. This came out before the vaccines, man. This came out when Trump was still in office, before all this shit going on now. We was already, and yo, we've been holding it up all the way from 2020 till now. You've seen all the censoring they've done to my pages and stuff. There's a reason for it. Because half these guys out here, they ain't going to give you the truth where you can join the dots for yourself. It's so easy to see. You understand? So yeah, look at this Ghislaine Maxwell stuff now. Business as usual. Everyone's just going on like normal. Like, what happened? Okay, she's guilty. But who was the children being trafficked to? She can't be trafficking all these thousands of children to no one. Who's the geezer that was buying the little, you understand? Who's the kiddie fiddler or fiddlers? Like, they've covered it up. But we're so business as usual. Nobody's not asking, okay, yeah, next. Can we have a sentence now, mate? And can we know, where did these children go? And where are the survivors? Because you went to Epstein Island, you discovered all this stuff, but there's no stories about, oh, these are the children that survived the island, that was saved. How come there's no saved children? How come there's no survivors? We know all of this stuff about Epstein and stuff. We've even got Bill Gates, his wife, coming out saying, yeah, I met him. He's an evil man. From the moment I met him, I knew he was evil. Oh, was that the reason why you divorced your husband, Bill Gates? Yes, it was part of the reason. You understand? So hold on. You met the devil and knew the devil was messing around with all these kids. And you just said, you know what, husband, I want a divorce. You never came and told us and spared people and said, yo, I got to warn you about my husband, you know, he's endangering children and whatnot. So, yo, I got to divorce him and put the word out. This guy's a... You understand? She thought about herself, man. Do you guys not see what's going on here? They use Ghislaine Maxwell as a scapegoat. They use Weinstein as a scapegoat. They use Epstein as a scapegoat. Remember, all of these are Ashkenazi Kusashu. You understand? They all Ashkenazi the same. Steen, Weinstein, Epstein, Harvey Steen. Yo, these Zionists, if you want to say. Yeah, I'm not going to say the word J. Zionists, let's leave it at that. But these are the gatekeepers. So they use them as scapegoats. They just stick it on them. Well, it was just May Maxwell. She's guilty. Sweep it under the carpet. Okay, next story. Whoa. People ain't speaking about Ghislaine Maxwell no more. People ain't even speaking about Rona. It's business as usual, like I told you. People are trying to get back to this norm. There ain't no more norm. This is the norm. They kept telling you there's going to be a new Norm. That norm what you're used to, that shit's gone. This shit ain't gonna be around no more. You're gonna have to get used to something totally different. And that's what we're in now, this dystopian stuff. So Ghislaine Maxwell and them were scapegoats. You understand? They stuck that on one woman. They ain't told us who she was shotting these children to or nothing. They ain't brought up the Andrew thing. They're hoping we forget about my man. He's even gave up his titles hoping that we forget about him. He's in there saying, yo, I don't even want to be a prince no more. They after me. He's throwing out his titles. The Queen's telling him, yo, son, you used to be my favorite, but I'm going to have to cut the string, you know, down because you're going to bring the house down. Like, this is what time we're in, our peak it is. And they're using this spin so much to distract us from it, man. And now we're speaking about Ukraine, a bunch of Nazis that don't even concern us. I don't give a damn. You understand? Of course I give a damn about suffering people, but I don't give a damn enough to stop looking at what's going on where I can figure out, hold on, okay, this is where we are on the track. You understand? I'm not going to let that shit distract me and take my eye off the ball. Because really, there's multiple wars going on. Like we've been saying, there's wars in Tigray, Ethiopia. There's wars in the Sudan. There's wars in Yemen. There's still wars going on in Palestine. There's still war and shit going on in Iraq and Syria. And nobody ain't fucking holding, sorry about my language, holding the energy and championing the cause for people that are dying and suffering out there in those wars. Are those wars any different than this war? And you can see the blatant hypocrisy and this white supremacy racism right on your TV. You understand? I was getting stick for bringing out my book, Coronation and Treasures in the Sun and stuff. People were like, why you wrote that? Oh, racism don't exist no more. The world's moved on. It was bad, remember, look how far we've come from slavery. People didn't understand why I wrote these books. They're like, this nigga must be some kind of troublemaker. Do you understand? I wrote these books because I realized we still need to keep this on the agenda. We can't let them escape. Just like that Fed with his knee on George Floyd's neck. I'm the guy that was keeping my knee on the history neck. Like, yo, you're not escaping. If I have to sit down and write books so that this stays on the agenda, I'm going to do it. Yeah, and I'm going to speak it from a black, racial, emotional standpoint because it's relevant. My voice and my view is just as relevant as any other person, whether it's a white man, whether it's Bobby Hemmett, whoever. My shit's just as relevant. So I'm going to sit down here and write it, even if I'm the only man on earth that's speaking about this shit. In 2018, nothing was going on. Now I understand now why this shit's kicked off with this scamdemic and the George Floyd and this war and stuff. I understand now why I had to go on the journey that I had to go on personally for my truth. And I'm here to share it with you, hoping that it aligns with your truth. Yeah. So yeah, where was I? This is the new norm, man. Inflation, yeah. Vaxes, every bloody oh, you have to be double boosted. Yeah, every quarterly or every 3 months. The Shane Warne, the cricketer, him dead off. He was double, whatever you want to call it. You understand what I'm saying? You got to think about variance. You got to think about climate change. This is your new norm, mate. You got to think about test if you want to go on holiday or whatever. This is the new norm that they're making in this. They're trying to reinforce this prison planet hell. And it leads as well. If you see, I posted on my video, on my Instagram, video that they were showing you these, it's supposed to be like Red Cross boxes, medical boxes, and when they open them, they're stacked full of money. That's cabal money. And when I say cabal money, I'm talking about your taxpayers' money. I'm talking about drug money. All these drug cartels and that, they work for the government. They have to pay the government. High at the top, all that's government money. That shit's the White House, nigga. They own that crack and cocaine and whatever else is on the market. They own that shit. They bring it in. Gun money, arms deals, IRA, whoever else, Mexican cartel, mafia, this, yo, gun money. Do you understand? Pharma, big pharma money, the money that you spend on all of this healthcare bullshit and the money that big pharma makes off its contracts and shit, that money, all of that undeclared money is what they put on their offshore tax havens. What came out in the media a couple of months ago was the Pandora Papers, when they were telling us about all these people who are dodging tax and shit, and they tried to sweep it under the carpet. They even pulled the black out just so we would forget about it. Locked off WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, everything was just locked off, and they changed their name to Meta. Yeah, because bigger things, we were getting close to the trail. Like I was saying in Coronation, when they start following the money, that's gonna lead right back. So they started following Epstein's money. Where is his money coming from? This is how they get into all these things like Pandora Papers and that. So they had to shut it down and clean out the system, remove stuff like Hillary destroying her servers and shit. That's the equivalent of that Facebook shutdown. Mark Zuckerberg was destroying shit. Yeah, that would So they paid for that whistleblower to come out and say the shit that she said. To this thing is deep. That's your new norm, yeah? Wars and rumors of war. Matthew 24:6, we're there right now. Matthew 24:6, there will be wars and rumors of war. Right now, rude boy. You understand? We're in the thick of it. Yeah. And artificial intelligence, Skynet, that we get into in the book, Coronation, is not just about the Rona. Yo, why am I so popular today? Why is everybody trying to ring me now? They've had all day to ring me. Now I'm sat here trying to do this. I got 3, 4, 5 people trying to ring me. The hell is going on? Yeah, and invasive testing and all of this stuff. This is your new norm, man. I want to say to people, now is the time for us to leave Babylon. Yeah, I know a lot of us talk about we're not African and all of that, and all of these lands are really ours and shit. That's true. But while this judgment and this purge is about to go down, we need to not be in certain parts of the world that have been marked down for a certain judgment. We need to not be there. You see, like here, UK, we need to leave the UK, man. We need to be leaving America. I'm not saying we'll never go back there, but for what's written to go down, to wipe out this demiurge and stuff, we need not be around it. You understand? So we need to start planning to leave, man. Like it's saying, yo, leave Babylon, haul up Babylon, because if you don't, you're going to have to share in the destruction that's coming for her. It's like the story of Lot with Sodom and Gomorrah, when he just didn't want to leave Sodom and Gomorrah, and he just took too long, and all kind of calamities happened for him. And the same's going to go down for many of us here who are so attached to this Western way of life and shit, and have such a twisted view about Africa. You understand? We only see the deprived side. That's just one side. You got the poverty here. You got numerous homeless people right here in England, in my city. But they want you to think that way about Africa. You understand? When really there's just as much as that shit here and in America and stuff. Trailer parks and all types of shit, Dan. You understand? So we need to start leaving this shit ASAP. And I'm talking about not just packing a bag and running with no plan. I'm talking about just start going and making links, man. Go and travel. Go and meet people. Your people, black. We're the friendliest people, you know. When you come with a clean intention and real energy and a trust in the process, go and make links, man. Go and visit Africa for yourself. Do you understand? Go and visit the Caribbean, different places. But let's just get out of this matrix shit, man, and just start making the moves and connecting with each other to do it. I believe this is the time to do it. And don't worry about vaccination testing and all that shit there, man. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if enough of us are moving with force, they'll have to relent. We've got the power. Yeah? So the celebrities show you how to let your guard down. Like I was showing you, they show you how to live in the life, in the image of the Mzungu, the image of the beast. So they want you to take out your natural hair, sisters. When you got the most beautiful hair on the planet, you don't need no straightener in that hair or no perm or none of that shit there. It's bullshit. Yeah? All I will tell you as a man, most men that talk to me say, yo, black women with natural hair, yo, that's like it's like a myth. There ain't nothing like it. It's the jewel of the whole of creation. You understand? Your sisters is convinced by Hollywood to take you to mash up your hair. Do you understand? Even white man will say to me, yo, black women hair. You understand? So all of this, yo, the celebrities show us this shit. They're the ones that's pushing this shit here for us to come out of our image and give us this fake culture. Trap culture is not our culture as black people. Fuck culture is not our culture. It's a part of us. I'm talking about the lower part of us. So yeah, it is our culture, but I'm saying that's not it for us. We need to go back to our higher culture, from our higher self that made us kings and gods and queens. Not no 12 years a slave. 10,500 years as a god, as a Necha, as a Elohim, as an Anunnaki. We need to go send our children back to that. Not no fuck shit, no blonde hair and blue eye weave and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, them celebrities are teaching us how to let our guard down and teaching us how to chase phantoms, man. We need to set realistic goals for ourselves and for what we're going to do to survive. Realistic goals, achievable ones. Do you understand what I'm saying? We need to do that. I'm speaking fast because the light's going. I should have did this earlier, guys, yeah? But yeah, I've showed you by posting on my IG page the reptilian babies to show you this is not a joke thing. Yeah, and in Canada there's all these UFO sightings. I've seen one the other day with a TR-3B. Do you understand? And there's a lot of this going on. And remember, TR-3B is not necessarily an alien craft. The TR-3B is built here on Earth. So even though people might call it a UFO, that's government technology right there that they got from reverse engineering shit that they dropped out the sky and stuff. You understand? Look what they did with the trucker funds. They sealed all them trucker funds. Them truckers ain't got their funds back. Certain people's bank accounts is still froze. Them man have gone home and that's all over. And they still got some of these man's accounts froze. Like I was telling you, certain things they bring in, they're not going to change it back. They brought that shit in to stay. That change is deliberate. The whole scandemic was deliberate in order to initiate certain legal changes to the legal framework, just like 9/11 was used. Same thing going on now. Yeah. We're going through the photon belt. I've said this many lives ago. That means there's an increase in consciousness, expansion in consciousness. Our cells, yeah, our electrons, protons, quarks, they can hold more information, they can hold more energy. So consciousness is expanding because we've gone through that part of the cosmic where we're directly going through the photon belt. A photon is a light particle, is a bridge between the physical and the spiritual realm that goes into the quantum realm and comes back into this atomic realm. So it goes subatomic and comes atomic. You have things like tachyon particles that bind the spiritual and physical world together through its interaction in both. They call it in a vacuum quantum fluctuations, but that's a discussion for another live, going into that new book coming out Today's Tomorrow's Yesterday, which is more of a quantum metaphysical thing, yeah? But anyway, we're going through the photon belt in the middle, the center of our galaxy, yeah? And so there's an increase in consciousness, there's a download expansion that your governments cannot contain. So they have to keep creating these scenarios, yeah, to give us the trauma, shock us, so we can't really absorb the fullness of what's going on right now. And that's why they're creating all this madness, all these psyops all the time in the media and shit. It's because they're not in control of the expansion of consciousness. So they're trying to control the narrative and control the interpretation of the truths that are coming out right now. Yeah, the best thing we can focus on while we're in our areas is community cohesion and creating a network of people that if a bomb was to drop tonight, you could get together with 8, 9 people in your neighborhood and have some kind of working plan. Like one person's got some tins, canned food stacked up, another person's got warm clothes, or I don't know how you're doing it, but you need to be creating some kind of network in your community. If you've not got no one, like no neighbors or no one in your neighborhood where you can fall back on or run to their house, it's peak. Like, this is not a one-man show thing. Like, no man is an island right now. And it's not about just thinking about social media. That shit can lock off at any time. So all the people you're linked with on social media, you've lost that link. So think about what you're going to do. And not, again, not to be in a doom and gloom, but just to make sure you're ahead of the curve, man. Like, you're prepping. Because how this shit is looking with Putin and America and whoever, you know how these are a bunch of crazy people. They're all as bad as each other. Yeah, who knows who's gonna hit the button first or how this thing is gonna end out. But we can't afford to just sit down and spectate like we're just watching a movie, Hollywood, Independence Day, because we might not get to be getting up and just walking out the door. Yeah, you might be ducking and looking for a bunker. You understand what I'm saying? So don't leave it as a lastminute.com. Get them things sorted out now. Make it as important as your job. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think I've got a little more to go, yeah? But I'm just going to go through a few comments because it's got dark out here. I never knew it was getting so dark. Can y'all still see me? I almost look like a Jedi or something out here, man. I've got all black on and everything. Hold on. Y'all is writing a novel out here. Yo, shout out everyone, man. Yo, shout out Ginoy, Celestial Samurai, Hub H. Yo. It's a mission out here for real, Hub H. I'm telling you. That's why we the Earth mob, right? Bless up Mahogany X. See the games they're playing. Yeah, man, it's a game. It's business as usual for a lot of people, but we can't just keep it as business as usual. It's either you want to escape this prison planet or you don't. Either you're gonna be trapped here and you're just gonna keep recycling, yeah, and reincarnating and shit. I don't know about you, but this I don't want to come back here, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no beef with Mama Earth and none of that, yeah. But the realm, I don't want to be in this realm no more, man. So, yo, it's time for us now to escape this prison, man, because it's written down that they will be done in 2030. They won't be able to go past 2030. They've got Agenda 2030. They're worried about this shit. Agenda 21 was to end in Agenda 2030, and Agenda 2030 was an infertility explosion. They're saying, okay, if we got to go, everybody's got to go. So because we're not going to make it as Mzungu people, we're going to die out as a race, we'll trick the world to think everybody's dying out. And what we'll do is poison everyone. It's like they burn down everything, they'll poison the water, they'll poison you, because they can't go no further. So nobody can go no further. So I kid you not, hold me to it. You can invest in a copy of Coronation, the Scamdemic. This is about Agenda 21. Part 2 is about Agenda 2030. Part 2 is COVID 1984. Them two books will show you. I can't afford to go through all the moving parts right now. But them two books will show you, especially book 2, about, yo, where this thing's going with this eagle, the dragon, and the bear, and the book of Revelation, and the 24 elders, and the Nibiru, and the whole shit. It's a lot. So I wish I could just like, and just package it in one live. But there's so much in my head about it, I'll just be babbling on for hours. So at another time, I'm going to speak about the Nibiru specifically, yeah, away from other topics about aliens and shit, just the Nibiru and what it's meant to be doing and when it's going to be here and how come it's not already here and who's on it, all of that type of shit. I'm going to do one just about the Nibiru or Nebheru or Raised Manjent or Sacred Solar Bark, whatever you want to call it, the boat of a million years. Because a lot of us forget that aspect of it and we're just listening to these Mzungu and because they just guess. All they do is guess and assume and shit, man. They don't, and when they know the truth, they won't tell you it because it's not what they want to hear. So they're not going to tell you. They just give you all the guys that just waffle on and they don't really know what the fuck they're talking about, whether it's David Wilcox. There's a few of them who will, especially them ones who was working for the government and now they're old, their heart's too heavy, so they come out as whistleblowers because they know, yeah, I'm going to die in a couple of weeks. I don't give a shit. I'm going to come out and spill the whole shit. So they're for real. But I'm talking about these ones that are just trying to monetize themselves like David Wilcox and who's that, Corey Good and certain other one of these clowns, man. Like, yo, they ain't got no information to be telling you. They just sending you chasing your tail. You understand? And getting paid to do it. They make a bunch of predictions that never come true. Like that David Wilcox was talking about in 2020. Oh, we're going to have 12 days of darkness. 12 days of bad people. Yo, 12 days of darkness never came. People like that, it's not worth it, man. They out there to monetize the shit. Half of them are like working with the CIA. Them niggas talk to government and stuff. They even tell you on their channel, yeah, I was speaking to the president, you know, and he was on all of that QAnon stuff. There's a load of them like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say nothing that QAnon say is not true. I'm just saying it's all an agenda out there. It's not business as usual. So don't fall for the trick. When you see all these people here go, oh, the pandemic's done and they're not talking about it no more. And we moved on. And everyone's just going on like, yo, we ain't heading into World War III. Nigga, we going into Armageddon, World War III. That's supposed to be clear to you without even me having to do this live for you. You know what I'm saying? 111 a.m. Hub H, Earth Mob Business. You see me? Yeah, man. Gas prices, every price, man. Everything's going up. Inflation. We were speaking about it. Remember, all of us, we were speaking about it on our lives before they start putting it on their mainstream news because we seen it coming. We're ahead of the curve. We got the eyes of Jehuti here, man. All of us. Y'all are just saying facts, exactly, lightning strikes. We are definitely friendly people. We're the most human humans out of any human. Black people are the most humanitarian humans out of any human. They try and cast us like we're just a thug. We have that side too, bust your ass. But on our default, We're the most human. We got the most humanity out of any human, and that's what got us into trouble. So now we have to be cautious with it, but we still have to carry compassion for any human. I don't care what color their skin is. If they're a good human, I got compassion for you. I got love for you. Real talks every time, family. Yeah, man, I had to come out and say this today, man, because it just seemed like, hold on, everyone's going on like business as usual. You got birds dropping out the sky. You got all this weird shit in, I don't know if it's holes, UFOs, portals, all of this stuff. Bees dying. Yo, clone meat. Nobody not talking about it. People still talking about Jesus, Christianity, celebrities. Yo, for real? Am I the only one? You know what I'm saying? Black women do have naturally beautiful hair. Black men, 888 says this. Black men also show natural hair sisters and prefer straight or weaves. That's what I'm saying, they're Negropeans. But you see me, I hate weaves. I hate perm hair on a black woman. I like to see black woman with her, with the crown, man. That crown, bro. Like that shit there, second to none. Because no disrespect, but we the only people who got hair. Everybody else got fur. So I don't care what you told yourself about, oh, this is good hair because I've got Indian in me or whatever. If the shit ain't nine either, that's not a crown. That's fur. And no disrespect, yeah? So, yeah, nine either hair, the kingly, not kinky, the kingly crown and the queenly crown. I love to see brothers and sisters in their natural. And like my page says, we don't go back to natural. We don't go natural. We return to natural. We were born natural. So we return to that shit. There's no such thing for black people as going back, as going natural. We was born natural. We return to natural. You understand? So yeah, definitely sisters, please. Hollywood is lying to you, man, with all that cosmetic shit, that duck lip shit, man, and the fucking permed out hair and blonde wigs and blue. Fuck that. Please, get back to just your natural, supernatural self. Yeah, you don't even need all of that makeup and stuff. 1, 2 touches and yo, you blown all of them out of the water. Yo. Yeah, you know what? The Jedi, yeah, but we're the Sith. Yeah, because Hollywood spun it around and they made the Jedi all good and shit and they made the Sith bad. That means the Sith is on our side. That's how I see it. You get me? So, but I know what you're saying because even that word Jedi, that's our word. Like Jedefre and Joseph, the pharaoh of the third dynasty who built the Step Pyramid. Hub sites, bang bang, yeah, man. That's Dwayne Lusac, yeah. Dark Matter Plasma, fantastic video. Guys, I'm just reading at this point, yeah. I just wanted to put that out there, yeah. Remember your magic, yeah. And let me say this before I go. And I'm gonna give credit to Jade again for this, because she gave me this, yeah. We cannot create anything that you're not here for. So we can't create nothing that is not our purpose, that is not your path. You can only create, yeah, what is meant for you. You can only have what is meant for you. You can't just come here and do anything you want to do, yeah? Bear that in mind, because that's some real fucking talk. Because everybody keep talking about creation and conscious creation and subconscious creation, which is true, but only when you're walking your path. That's how you manifest shit. Yeah, that's why certain things is easy for certain people and it's harder for others. Because one person might be more aligned to their path. So all the things that's already there for them, all you have to do is align to it. And it will just flow to you easily. Because that's what you're supposed to experience here. But if you're not supposed to have that experience or that girl or that love or that house or that car or that money, then I don't care what you told yourself about spirituality. You ain't going to get it. You go crazy before you get that. You understand? So just bear that in mind, man, because a lot of this hippie spirituality is out here. I'm going to call it out. This hippie, new age hippie spirituality. That's not our shit, man. Yeah, with that being said, that's the end of the transmission. We love you all. Escape this prison with me, man. We ain't staying here. Namaste. Peace.